Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be back for another season of Empowered Conversations, where I have amazing conversations with extraordinary people who are out in the world doing beautiful things in service to others and all around living their best lives. Guys, it's been a phenomenal summer. I've had such an incredible time. I've been to the beach a few times. I rested, I rejuvenated. I have so many incredible ideas and so excited to start back empowered conversations. And I'm so excited about my guest, Katie Neubaum. I couldn't have a better guest to start out the boom new season. So, y'all, Katie Neubaum is the founder of Find Your Greatness LLC. She's an international best-selling author and multiple six-figure income earner through her network marketing company. She also performs internationally as a motivational speaker and professional singer. Higher self coach Katie Neubaum brings heaven and earth together, utilizing her gifts to awaken the warrior within. She masterfully reveals the strengths and talents of her clients and assists them to identify their own unique path and purpose. There is nothing typical about this servant leader. She is passionate, exciting, and fun. She knows that fun gets more done. Love it. And as well, teamwork makes the dreams work. Katie's private coaching and monthly webinars are enlightening, educational, and entertaining. Get excited to transform your business and generate more wealth. Love it. We look forward to showcasing your abilities. Her favorite quote is by Buddha: when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Well, guys, whoop, whoop, whoop! Drum roll, please. Help me in welcoming Katie Newbaum.
Hello, everybody.
Girl,
Hello, Stephanie. You're so much fun. Oh my gosh.
thank
Talk about
you.
fun. Woo. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, Fun, fun. Love it. Steph Funny is my middle name. It's given to me by a friend.
That
For
works.
so many years ago. Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here, Katie. It's such an honor to have you. I know that we know each other through, mutual heart-centered, mindset-centered people that we have the pleasure and the fortunate blessing to be a part of each other's lives. And I know recently you and I were watching one of Marco Governale's lives, and I was like comment after comment after comment, and you were like comment after comment after comment, and like we reach out to each other. I'm like, boom. I'm like, girl, I got to have you on Empower Conversations.
And here we are.
I know. And we just learned that she's in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm here in Huntersville, North Carolina. That's an hour and a half. So we's going to be getting together in person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So again, welcome. And I like to I like to get real deep with each person that I'm having the pleasure of having such an incredible conversation with. And I like to know their why. I like to understand and bring forth to my audience the depth of the person I'm speaking with. So my very first question to you is, what all transpired or happened, or what experiences did you go through, persevere through, or what all epiphanic moments led you to being where you are today? And well, over the course of the years that you've created you're the higher self coach, Find Your Greatness. What all led you into creating that and being that?
Well, that's a great question, Stephanie. And I do believe that knowing why you're doing what you're doing and how you got there, that's what makes us the greatest teachers and coaches.
Mhm.
Because the world will bring us through our through our process of becoming the best version of ourselves. We will have obstacles and challenges, and these life lessons are the steps that we climb upon than to be at
Mhm.
that next level of ascension, of awakening, of our higher understanding. And as I think about when you're asking all of those questions about what transpired, what did I experience, how did I overcome that, what led you to wanting to help others find their own greatness and
Mm.
to be in a position with the title higher self coach. Well, let me tell you, it's
Tell
been
me, girl.
it's been a wild journey. It does feel like living many lifetimes. In my youth, I was raised by a salesperson, a salesman, and a beauty queen.
Oh!
And my father was a Dale Carnegie teacher, which, if you're not familiar with Dale Carnegie, said the power of positive thinking, the
Mhm.
mindset books we were surrounded by. And we were actually awakened every day at 6 a.m. as a family, me and my 4 siblings, to read not only the religious context of life,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
also to be empowered with positive affirmations. So at a very young age, I was having that instilled in my mindset, the way I practiced. Even still today, I have recollections of things that I'll say. For instance, one of the favorite house favorites is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Cold
And
chills.
yeah, it's a great saying or quote to use with our children and those that we're working with in coaching and even in relationships, because it's true that our perspective is based on our life's experiences, what
Mhm.
we've seen, what we've felt, what we've heard, what we've overcome.
Mhm.
Changing the way you look at things, seeing things from a different perspective opens the gateways for more higher understanding,
Absolutely.
the additional opportunities that become available when you get out of your own way and you're like, all right, this looks big, it feels big, but I'm going to look at it now from the perspective of the what is possible, what
Mhm.
could be achieved if I just say yes and go after it. And that's where some of my biggest, most amazing wins came in my life.
Mhm.
As an opera singer and as a performer, I was on the stage. Probably the first competition was around 6 years old.
Yeah.
And with that mindset going into being a performer and a competitor, I wasn't thinking about going there to compete. I was thinking about how amazing I was going to be and really how amazing I was going to look in that dress that I got to wear for the
So you
comp.
were in opera? You did opera at 6 years old?
I did. Well, so 6 years old is when I started singing and competing. Like that was just my first recollection.
Okay.
I can still see the dress. I can still see the microphone that was on the stage. Like the images that where I was backstage, like I remember being so excited that it was my turn instead of
Mm.
afraid. The fear didn't
Mm.
come in until later, right?
Mhm. Oh, yeah, I know.
That was a learned thing.
Yeah,
We're not born afraid.
right.
We're born open to everything and like ready to rule the world and do our
Mhm.
thing. And then the programming, the teachers, the churches, the whatever. And we
Yeah,
start overthinking things instead of just being the freaking amazing individual that we're meant to be.
absolutely, absolutely.
So then, as I moved forward, I became really good at singing and competing. I started opera probably around age 13 was when I got connected with a classical teacher, and she was like, "Oh, you should do opera." And I was like, "Well, I mean, I didn't know too much about opera, but she believed in me, and I was like, well, I can probably do anything that I want, put my mind to. So let's go."
Mhm.
And went forward with that. And then, as my opera career took off and life was happening and I was shifting and deciding to have a family. This was my next big decision. I had this deep desire to serve my country. And never being a soldier, not really being from a military family. So another one of those things where it was a feeling.
Yeah,
And that's what
yeah.
I encourage everyone to do is listen to that feeling, or I say listen to the feeling. The feeling is the thing that actually confirms and
Yes.
magnifies whatever it is that we're putting our energy into.
Mm.
So I started visualizing myself as a soldier and having conversations with family and friends about being a soldier. And the people around me didn't believe. They said, "Oh no, you're way too girly girl. Uh, Opera singer to combat boots didn't really go together."
Oh, but you know
Nevertheless,
what? You know what? I
yep,
just, what a diverse,
yeah,
what a multitude of diversity that creates a huge, amazing package. Continue. Sorry.
absolutely. Because I don't believe in coincidences.
Right.
I believe everything has been placed before me, or I went in the direction towards something, not judging whether if it, or knowing if it was going to be good or bad, but
Hmm.
knowing that I desired to understand that. I thought it would be
Right.
super cool to be able to wear that uniform. Do you see there's a connection here? There's a pattern. I
Yep.
loved being in costume, knowing that in that costume, I was I could be whatever I was wanting to transform to in that. It's almost like a way to shape shift yourself or put
Yeah.
an energy is to, if you're not feeling great, go change your costume, change your look, change the feel of how you're feeling, get out of that place that you're stuck, go exercise, go move yourself, have a meaningful
Yeah.
conversation with someone. So, in that costume as a soldier, that didn't really feel like me
Hmm.
completely at first. As I learned the skills, the strategies, embrace the mindset,
Hmm.
embrace the suck of being
Yes.
hot and
Embrace the
tired and, you know, beaten up, being up in the middle of the night to guard and protect the soldiers that were sleeping. Whatever it
yeah.
was my mission was at that time, I did it all the way. I put
Yeah. Yeah.
all of my energy into understanding that, and I did still get to sing the national anthem several hundred times while I was there, and was able to be commissioned in the Hawaii
Yeah.
Opera Theater. Soldier by
Hmm.
day and singer by night. But what I'm getting to is that some really challenging things came through for me in the military. And I was being told even when I was in there that I wasn't going to make it because there was the weapons training. I'd never held a weapon in my hand in my life.
Yeah.
But I didn't let that stop me. It was my last and final chance to pass so I would not have to be what they call recycled. And I said, where there's a will, there's a way, Katie.
Hmm.
You're going to figure this out. So before studying or talking to other people, I went within myself. I meditated and I prayed and I said, what is the answer? And then when I woke up in the morning, I had this very clear message come through that said, fire left. Re-zero your weapon and fire left. You are ambidextrous and you will be able to pass. Now, mind you, I'd gone through all of training firing right, being right hand dominant, but I trusted. I trusted my intuition.
Right.
Got there, had the conversation with the drill sergeant. He laughed in my face, got into prone position, and I fired left and I knocked down enough targets to be a designated sharpshooter, which became like a story there in the entire
So what
battalion.
does that mean, fire left? Because I don't know
Oh,
what
yeah,
that
yeah.
means.
Okay.
Fire left versus fire right.
So it just means, so instead of holding the
Oh,
weapon,
okay.
putting the weapon here on the right shoulder, you're now going to re-zero the weapon so that you're aligned with using your left eye, left shoulder position. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. It
So,
does.
because usually as a soldier, you're going to be whichever side dominant, you're going to be
Yeah.
firing there. So that's what I was shown. And I said, yes, I am ambidextrous. I've been playing the piano. And my mom used to always say, Katie, that's weird that you iron left. And I'm like, oh, it's just, that's what feels, that's what feels right. So let's go.
Our
Uh,
answers are always there.
yes. So I passed that with flying colors. And then when I moved on to intelligence training, which was very out of the box for a musician,
Yeah.
Um, I failed the first 6-hour test. Well, actually, it was the final 6-hour test. It was about the code breaking and turning whatever that was to make sense. And
Yeah.
it wasn't clicking for me. It wasn't working. Again, I went within. What do I do? In my sleep, I had this amazing dream that was showing me how intelligence code is very musical. And if I could see the
Mm.
repeated rhythm and pattern and connect it to all the years of music theory, that it would unfold into absolute clarity. So in the dream, I was seeing the enemy traffic, which looks like a bunch of jumbled up stuff, translating and transposing into music. So I went in there the next day and I felt very confident. And again, the drill sergeant was like, oh, well, they were like already writing up the papers to transfer me to another duty station. And I was like, I've got this. And I took that 6-hour test in about 2.5 hours and went on,
Wow.
got my certification to do military intelligence. And so in the processes of obstacles, that has to be, I would say that it has been my superpower.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
why I am so passionate about attracting those clients, those customers, those friends, those business partners that are open or already kind of practicing this way, right?
Yes, yes,
We
already
can take
on their
positive.
A game in life.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Because when we're people that are, we enjoy helping other people. One of, I would say, our biggest challenges is that we are attracted, or folks will come to us that have not been doing the work,
Right,
that want to be pulled along. And then we
right.
exhaust ourselves
Yep.
as leaders of knowledge and understanding. It's not
Hmm.
that we are not willing, but to move ourselves towards
Right.
those folks, because in that collaboration of like-minded individuals like you and I and Marco and the
Hmm.
other people that
Yeah.
we are coming in contact with that see the whole picture,
Hmm.
when we collaborate and we lock arms together and we're sharing knowledge freely,
Yep.
void of competition, we're not competing, right?
Absolutely not. Hmm.
Then we're rising all the ships
Mm.
to
Mm.
be synchronized and to
Yes.
assimilate and hit a greater amount of people with a beautiful understanding that just makes life easier.
Yes.
Truly
Yes.
easier.
Yes. And, there's so much to unpack there, but I just want to touch on something you mentioned about, like, when you talked about then going into intelligence, when your commander, and I might have said that wrong, your commander said, when you said, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to aim left. And he says, what? Or at first they said, you ain't going to make it. And
Right.
then all of a sudden you surpass what they even limited you from thinking you were going to be able to even do. And you mentioned something else, and it's like, I think it's like the Fibonacci sequence. Like, everything is numbers, everything
Yeah.
is so interconnected. We are all so interconnected to everything. And you are in alignment with a certain, and in my, in my thinking, in a certain you're in alignment with a certain Fibonacci type of code, type of alignment, to where you manifest experiences relative to, and we all are in that specific alignment. And so it's no surprise to me that you were able to do something even outside the boundaries of what they even felt was possible, because of what you had already done in your life in so many different areas of your life, starting with the most important was how what you were infiltrated with when you were young, with
Mhm.
the Dale Carnegie, with the mindset. Because I often talk about, throughout, like, I often and I had this idea in like 2005, that there needs to be a course curriculum taught within every single school system around the entire world, the entire globe, where 1 hour a day you're learning the concept of awareness, self-awareness, self-power, which leads to self-power. The more self-power, like, you had the confidence. That mean that your life was perfect. That mean that you didn't have, hurtful experiences or challenges or tragedies, but you had the capacity and the ability because of what you knew you could do. And I was just having a conversation with my mother recently, who was verbally abused. beaten down, not physically, but beaten down mentally by the people who cared for her after her mother died. And that has been the program that my mother has ran her entire freaking life, regardless of how my brothers and my dad and I tell her and try to empower and inspire her to see her greatness. And yesterday I said to her, I said, Mama, you were told this when you were a child. My parents, on the other hand, my mama was always very encouraging to my brothers and I. I was told this. The only reason our lives are different is because of the belief. I could have very easily been told, you're nothing, you're not shit, you're not doing good enough, you're never amount to anything, you'll never be part of our family. And I would have a whole different outlook and different mindset and different, my life would be playing out differently. And for so long, I mean, it's just shifting, the mindset, tying it to the heart set.
Mhm.
And I told her, I said, Mama, I've told her this before, and just go look at yourself in the mirror right now. Get out of bed right now. Go look at yourself in the mirror. Scream, I love myself. I am awesome and I'm amazing. And what it does, it retrains the brain.
Mhm.
But like I learned that 20 years ago, and I've done that. And I'm sure you've done that.
Oh, yes. Mirror work
Mirror work.
is
Yeah.
Mirror work is super fun. I actually made a very you know how we get. I was in Katie's world, no one was around.
Yeah.
I have this little white bench that I sit on in my bathroom. And this little place was created as my children were very small and now they're teenagers, but it was my place to go. So I will sit on that little white bench and I will say empowering things to myself in the mirror. Sometimes it's easier than others.
Of
But
course.
I found this app on Snapchat that is the mirror. It is a mirror. And so I recorded myself, and it started out as just a little game as I was saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And as I answered in the affirmative, I am. I am the fairest of them all. And I will send you the video just so you can
Oh,
see. And I have
please.
comparison ones as I've become more in tune with who I am and how important this mirror work is. And I've even assigned it to a few of my clients because, hey, if we cannot get real with ourselves and accept however we are today in this present moment, there might be a few extra pounds here or a few
Mhm,
extra grays growing in
mhm.
or maybe a car that needs to be repaired.
Or sense
Whatever.
of sadness. Yeah,
Right. Which comes for many reasons. Our sense of sadness
absolutely.
is not something to feel bad about.
Right.
As healers, as empaths, as people that are a part of a community, and
Mhm.
just in general, we love helping people. I
Yeah,
love being a part of the world. So
right.
instead of taking it inside of me and feeling sad about it, I turn that right out. And
Yeah.
you can do this too. And I pour love, not only all over myself, but anything that is disturbing that's in my energy field. That's how I bring it and am willing to bring it into my heart space from a place of gratitude. I
Yes.
recognize you. I see you, and I'm observing the situation. So, how can I best make this now a part of my energy and create a solution most rapidly? And the answer is always love.
Yeah.
Love. Because through that loving portal and finding the tiniest little thing to start the gratitude cycle to begin with, then now the energy of everything that is energy is responding now to a loving energy instead of a resisting energy, which actually slows down the solution. It
Mhm.
slows down the free and unrestricted access that we have to
Mhm.
solutions, to people, to resources, to everything that our self, our higher self. So when we're claiming victory before
Mhm.
to other people, it is there, they can't see it. It is not tangible. And maybe we're
Right.
not seeing it yet with our human eyes.
Mhm.
But it is in that energy of claiming it now and allowing then, oh, my tribe has arrived. My
Yes.
digital marketing expert has arrived. My teacher here and my teacher there have arrived. So, this is what makes the network your net worth. It's who
Hmm.
are you getting to know today? Who are you
Yes.
pouring love in? Who are you complimenting? It's not about
Yes.
getting, it's
Right.
about, woo, it's,
It's
I
about,
am doing that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been reading a new book lately. It's E Squared. A girlfriend recently turned me on to it. And I was, I, I've read a lot of books like this over the years, but it's amazing how, I mean, it's kind of like, what we do to continually renew ourselves. Like you don't go to the gym once and have a physically fit, healthy body. That's something you must continuously do. It's the same with your own self-awareness, with your own intellect and your own expansion of what is possible in your life. Because as long as we're on this earth, that in this physical presence, there's more and more and more that there is possible for us. And so, but you have to be repetitive about what you are doing to create that which you desire and want in your life. So E squared, I'm reading this, and there's like 9 exercises that teach and prove that our thoughts and what we're focusing on that are felt are creating our reality. And it's just that constant reminder,
Mhm.
because I mean, I've had some setbacks lately. I've had some things that have brought some anger or some dark night of the soul sadness into my life. And it's like, okay, what's in that for me? What am I needing to be aware of? What is this teaching me, and giving me greater access to?
Mhm.
So you've read the book?
I have not, but I wrote it down. Is it also
E
on Audible?
It is, but I got it on Kindle because it's like you're gonna wanna write down the exercises. I
Mhm.
In my personal opinion, I think it's better to read it, to have it in physical form, whether it's, paperback or Kindle, but it is an Audible as well.
Well, great. No, I
Yes.
like I like to order both, but
Yes.
if it's something that I'm really excited about, I have an Audible credit. So I'm like, oh, B square. And
Yeah.
then I can get the hard copy shipped, how that
Yes.
works. But
Yeah.
along with what you were saying is a great tip is that we don't have to worry about how.
Mhm.
Okay. If we get too tied up in how in the heck am I going to achieve this goal? Or how am I going to afford that house? Or how?
Mhm.
Oh, let the how go and understand that feeling
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
action. So
Yes.
that's the part. So a lot of people were beating down on those of us that believe. I'm seeing if my vision board is the way. Well, it's not within grasp. I always have a fresh vision board, and I'll add things to it, or when it's just time, okay, I've done everything on the vision board now, or it starts to look that way. It's time for a fresh one.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at is that I put things on there that are way out of what I have achieved at the moment.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
people are like, yeah, right. Like, how are you going to do that? And I said, oh, I don't think about that anymore.
Right.
Now that I
Right.
understand that it's my thoughts, my intentions, my belief in myself, my belief in being able to see and feel and smell being in Greece, being in Italy, feeling the having conversations. Yes, are they imaginary at the moment? Yes,
The
but the
mind doesn't know
brain
the
doesn't
difference.
know the
Yes.
difference. And neither does the universal language that you're speaking to you're speaking to
Yeah.
and with the universal language of you. So
Mhm.
as you are affirming that what you desire is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, don't
Mhm.
get overwhelmed with the steps and who
Right.
do I need to talk to, or let me keep getting ready to get ready with my schedule and make sure everything is right before I take the first step.
Mm-mm.
The good
Mm-mm.
news for all of us today, if you do not know this, is that feeling it, imagining it, and being in it as if it already exists That's taking action. That's taking the first step. You're off the hook, folks.
Absolutely.
That's the first step. And don't be in
Mhm.
resistance as your players show up. So if
Mhm.
you're not ready for what it is that you're dreaming of and manifesting, if you're going to do the feeling part and the imagining and take yourself there, make sure that's really what you want to be manifesting.
Absolutely.
It's gonna come.
Absolutely.
It's coming, honey.
Every morning I start my day, for the first hour, 2 hours maybe, in my sacred space. And even if I'm out of town, if I'm traveling, I find some place that I consider my morning sacred space, and I start my day. And it's meditating, envisioning. Today I was doing a meditation. It was a third eye chakra meditation, and I was just, with the breathing and the sounds and the ums, and it was just like, and just imagining, and envisioning, and feeling what it is that I desire. I have this
Mhm.
really big, huge dream. And talking about vision boards, I've got one in my bedroom, and just like Snoop Dogg's on it, Lisa Nichols, Tony Robbins, Food Network, Greece, Italy, India. I mean, and Chelsea Handler. I mean, it's like, yeah, oh yeah, and
That is so funny that you listed those 3 places. I will show you my vision board
well,
later.
yeah, I
But
mentioned you've
all
mentioned
3
those.
of those
Yeah.
places are on my vision
Yes,
board.
yes. So is Croatia. So is Hawaii. So is London, Amsterdam. I've been to Amsterdam twice. I have a Airbnb guest that was here a couple weeks ago. She's over in Amsterdam for like 2 weeks. One of my best friends is in London right now, and it's just like, I desire to travel every inch of the world. And one of my favorite things to do is to watch food documentaries on Netflix, like Somebody Feed Phil, Ugly Delicious, and mostly with especially ugly delicious is one of the best ones. um is David Chang. It's the conversations that he's having with the people that are preparing the food in the unique places all around the world that he's traveling to. And I came up with the idea of him, Defa Rick and Licious conversations, where I'm taking my cooking show and I'm traveling around the world, and I'm having inspirational and empowering conversations
Yeah,
with, in like the same manner, through food, through their delicious, and of course mine would be healthy, delicious food.
yeah,
And it's just, yeah, and it's like I take action, and you're right. There might not be a physical action. Like there is a specific physical action that I am taking right now, and making and manifesting one of my dreams come true. But every day, it's even when there's a seed of doubt that I might feel, or a fear, or I'm like, oh no, Stephanie, you know why you want this, you know why you belong where you are desiring, and just fervently let nothing implant a seed of doubt within you. You know
right.
what you bring to the table. Hmm.
Exactly. Well, they've done lots of studies with uh, they did it with piano players is one that's coming to mind, where they had a group of musicians who were actually practicing and touching the ivories. They all had the same
Right.
music, and they
Hmm.
committed to play full out. And so there was the group that had the piano where they were learning the music, and then they had another group that simply was doing the music in their mind. They were instructed to play through it in their imagination, to feel it in their bodies, and to become one with the music. They didn't have the ability to listen to the music. They
Hmm.
just had the ability to be studying the music and going through the process. Because when you've been playing the piano, and these were all masterful musicians,
Hmm.
you can hear the music in your head just by seeing what's on the page, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when they brought them all back together, the edge was actually the ones that had the better skill and the better presentation musically were those that did it without touching the ivories.
Right.
So that's something external. And this is why, well, at least how I perceived it and took it, because I'm a piano player as well.
Uh-huh.
So as I'm touching the ivories, I will have mistakes, right? So those mistakes are getting recorded in my memory. So I'll go back and I'll do that segment again, or I'll do it over and over and over until I can move on to the next run or the next place that's a little bit more challenging.
Hmm.
However, if I'm rehearsing as I'm looking at it and I'm feeling it in my body, I'm not making mistakes. I'm playing it perfect.
Yes, and it's
I
that
have that.
focus. I'm sure you obviously you know Joe Dispenza, and
Absolutely.
you've seen What the Bleep Do We Know?
Yep.
Where he talks about specifically what you mentioned earlier about the brain does not know the difference in what it sees out here and or what's going on out here and what it sees inside.
Mhm.
And as well, when they talk about oh God, where was my thought? Where was my thought? I just lost my train of thought. When you talk about okay, oh, and there was another part in What the Bleep where there was a gentleman talking about how a group of individuals got together in Washington, D.C. and prayed to lower focus the attention, prayed, meditated to focus the intention of the energy to lower crime um, in DC during July. And somebody
Mhm.
like, yeah, you'd have to have a snowstorm, 6 feet of a snowstorm, to decrease crime in July. And what was found is what there was like a 25% decrease in crime that particular year in July in DC after this energy, so it's like what we're saying, guys, is there like energy is everything. Energy is in everything, and there's nothing that isn't a part of all the same energy, and it's your focus. And so when you're talking about doing this and thinking, that's two different focuses as opposed to there's just the focus here, which is why you were able to play it perfectly with no mistakes in your mind.
Mhm.
And the outcome was the perfection of it.
It was just I that really did, make an impact on my understanding
Yeah.
of how this whole thing works, and that the universe does not know the difference, your mind does not know the difference, and what in the world are you allowing to
Yeah.
play over and over in here? I
Right.
had to get real with myself because I was like,
Mhm.
"Ah, how did I attract that?" Or, "Oh my
Mhm.
god." Like,
Right.
it there was like a cycle, talk about dark night of the soul,
Mm,
where just it was coming at me. So, well, life's going to happen. Life's going to come at you. And remember, we share this kingdom with other people, you
mm.
know, and you're in a household with a family. But
Yeah.
as mother of this mothership, I expect my children to greet me with love in the morning. I don't put out there, "Oh, she gonna be in a bad mood," or "He's not gonna be ready." Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So, magically, mystically, the kids have been doing what I'm seeing in my mind is how they're gonna show up. My dog used to run out of the house all the time. We put all kinds of gadgets and different things to block it. But until we changed our conversation that we were having about the dog getting out and saying, "Alpine loves to be at home with us. She's the sweetest thing. She would never run out the door because that means, we could lose her. She could get hurt. We love her. We're so grateful." So I got all the kids doing it.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
they've been playing along with my weird mothering for, from birth, so they go. They go with me. They'll ring bells and they'll sit in meditation and they'll
Girl,
watch.
I love all of this.
So, yes, we have a very interesting household, but I'll tell you what, this is we attract amazing children and friends and um,
Mhm.
things that occurrences and events that happen within our home that's filled with love without all these normal or what the regular everyday person has blocks. They have a lot of house rules.
Mhm.
um I don't worry about that
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I see this place as a loving, open, welcome place that runs like a beautiful like clockwork,
Mhm.
and all with good intentions and high vibes are attracted here and they're welcome here.
The law of intentionality.
Yeah.
And when you really embrace that law of intentionality, you realize the power you have to create your own life, to create your experiences, to create what you want. And I remember when I first learned this concept like 20 years ago, and it's sometimes, but then it becomes overwhelming because let's get real. It becomes
Yeah.
over because then you're like, oh shit, don't have a negative thought, don't have a negative thought, and 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 that's not going to happen, guys. That's not going to happen. You're not just going to all of a sudden be living in this state of bliss where there's going to be no problems. But what it is going to enable you to do is to persevere and see problems or challenges for as something that's for you, as something that you can grow from, learn from. Okay, I'll just tell you about what happened on to me on Saturday. Oh my God. So Saturday morning, one of my best friends in the world, she lives in Myrtle Beach. We were talking about Myrtle Beach earlier, and she teaches a Koya class. And Koya means queen, and it's where women get together and we just dance. And it's all about dancing to remember ourselves. And right before the doggone class, I open my door. I like to have my door open, especially when the weather becomes nice. And a fucking cockroach, falls on the floor. Boom! Right in front of me. I'm screaming bloody murder. You would think somebody's chasing me with a chainsaw because I have a childhood nightmarish association with cockroaches when my family lived in Manteo, North Carolina, the Outer Banks, and we lived in this trailer park. And no matter how many times my parents sprayed, like they'd go away, for a couple weeks, but they would always come back. And, I'd have friends over in the middle of the night. You get up, you turn on the lights, there's 3 or 4 of them over the wall. I mean, just, ah! So there's this negative, like, nightmarish association whenever I see a cockroach. I mean, and they spray, like, we're about to have our quarterly pest control spray at my townhome community. Anyway, so I'm screaming and screaming. Salmon, my cat, runs. I mean, she's freaked out. And the thing falls. I pick up this like gadget that I have. Like it's a elephant made out of corks. And I'm screaming and like that ain't gonna sweep. It ain't gonna touch it. Well, sure enough, it flips over on its legs and it runs under my entertainment system. So then I get on with my girls and I'm just like, oh, dear God, oh, dear God, telling them about it. They're laughing. They're like, Stephanie, look up the spiritual meaning of a cockroach. I'm like, yep, you're right. Why did I already do that? But I'm fight or flight. And I look it up, and sure enough, it means good fortune. Anytime you see a cockroach, because you can barely ever get them. They live. They're hard to catch. It means good fortune, good luck. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, so what I did, and but it's still a concerted effort, guys, even for someone like, I'm sure even Katie, for things that, I have mindset transformation that I need to work on. So instead of feeling in fear, so what I just started saying, what, that cockroach is here to represent, fortune, good luck. And then I'm just going to say, and I'm not going to look to kill it. I'm going to say that it was here to visit me, to let me know I'm here to good fortune and good luck, Steph. And then it just skedaddled its little ass out the door, and it went on its little merry way. But again, because I have friends who could pick up a cockroach with their hands and go, I don't even like to see a dead cockroach. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
It's
I
like,
can totally relate. I made a post a while ago about this giant roach that was
oh,
I did. That was in my garage. It was very big, but it also had claws at the top of it.
I know what you're talking about.
And I can't remember the name of it. I called it the warrior beetle. And just like you, I was terrified. I was screaming. I wanted it far, far away from my energy field. I
Hmm.
said, I have to know the meaning of this bug, of this beetle. And oh, it was such a romantic love story. Are you ready?
Yes.
So these particular beetles will fight to the death for their queen beetle. There's nothing and no one and nothing that will stop it from claiming his queen. So once I realized that, and it was interesting because I was in a little tryst with my soulmate,
Hmm.
and I was feeling that he was not fighting for me. And I said, the mighty scary beetle showed up today to teach me a lesson that maybe I'm not seeing, that the way that he is fighting for me is not the way I visualize it or have experienced, believing the knight in shining armor would come in and sweep and throw me on the back of the horse and we'd go to the castle and live happily ever
Yeah,
after.
yeah, yeah.
But the way that he was holding space for me, he was most certainly fighting for his queen. So we can learn
Yeah,
things from even the creepiest crawling things
yeah, yeah,
because we're one with them and
yeah.
they're
Oh,
here to
yeah.
teach us.
And
It's
that's the
okay,
thing. It's like,
Stephanie. We all, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that collect bugs of such, but when we hang out, we don't have to go bug hunting.
Right. Well, see, like a lot of people are petrified, like we are of cockroaches, of spiders. And when I see a spider, I mean, I've never seen like a tarantula, or I mean, I might go freaking crazy over something like that. But like just spiders, they don't bother me. Or like little stink
Right.
bugs. Like we periodically that we'll have this infiltration of stink bugs. They don't bother me. But you let me see a cockroach and you're going to go, oh my God, like who is this crazy? You know?
Oh, but now that you know they're so
Yeah,
noble
exactly.
and they are good, they're omens,
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's all right.
Yeah.
It's good. That was a good story. That was a good story to share and a good segue to so we could talk about the whole of understanding that we're connected to everything. And if we change the way we look at things, even the roaches, the things we look at change. He became a warrior beetle instead of the scariest thing that ever crossed my path
Yep.
in my house. It was in my garage, but I was like, how in the world?
Oh, girl.
And it was
Oh,
so big and the
I
claws were
know.
so big.
This one was like, yeah, about probably as long as my mouth.
Well, that would definitely be worse if it landed on your mouth while you were
Oh,
sleeping.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God. I think I would have a heart attack. But my God. So tell everybody where they can find you, Katie. You're like, and also when you come back after the broadcast is over, please put links to
Yeah.
anything that yeah, or anything you want to share with us.
Yes, well, absolutely. My web designer has actually, there will be something probably tonight by the time we're on the Marco, where I'm presenting tonight. So I've decided to go with katienewbaum.com
Love it.
because I offer so many different things, experiences, packages, communities that I'm affiliated with, the music. It's just so. He's like, girl, branding you is going to just have to be you are going to be your brand.
Yeah.
And so as a higher self coach, I do have the higher self sanctuary there on
Mhm.
um, Facebook. But what is being created right now as we speak is Divine FM. And this breaks down to divine feminine masculine. The FM channel, if you think about what frequency, the initials there mean frequency modulation. And when
Yes.
you're thinking about how our frequency is modulating, it's ascending, it's attuning to the God, right?
Hmm.
So we
Hmm.
love that. And I wanted to be able to include the masculine and the feminine energy since we are all that.
Hmm.
So, and then my regular Facebook, Katie Neubaum. I have YouTube. It's just finally, it's so beautiful. I have the right person, right place, right time, bringing it all
Yeah.
together to one place. So I'll be
Right.
easy, much easier to find very soon because I had to shift my branding out. I had too many to offer all of it.
Are you doing this through Linktree?
No, it's a bigger platform. Now, Linktree is great, but this guru that we've connected with, of course, he attracted right at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will share that with you. The digital marketing packages that he's putting together for us is also we're going to be, remember I said it's not what you do, it's what you duplicate. I believe I said that
Right.
here.
Yes.
So we are very interested. When I say we, my brother and I, he actually lives right at the States. We're both coaches. We're both performers. His band
Right.
was on stage last weekend. My band will be on stage at the end of the month. So as we're working together and we've been coaching thousands of people over the years, everybody is seeking this place where we can take all of our branding, our marketing, our ideas, make the
Hmm.
things that are for sale easy to click and buy, have an archive to be able to keep your videos, your just the content that we come up with. I'm sure you've experienced this. You've got some files here, you've got things
Yep.
here, you've
Yep.
got 10 different emails. Well, our guy actually knows how to extract and take out anything that's duplicated.
Okay.
So we can do more on that later. But in
Yeah.
general, you can find me, Katie Neubaum. Uh, I'm all over social media, and my more specific offers will be coming to a theater near you.
Coming to a theater near you, guys. I love it. It has been such a joy. You're I love your energy.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
it's
I
it's a,
I feel the same way, which is why I said yes
I
to you.
know, I know, and with that, I wanted something. I'm part of this. I'm part of this trial of this app about self aware or not self awareness, but like meditation and bringing peace into your life. And one of the articles that was shared today is 12 habits of happy women. And I wanted to share this, and I actually created a meme in Canva, and I've already shared it on, but I wanted to share this through the podcast in case you haven't
Yes.
seen it. 12 habits of happy women. We believe in ourselves. Katie, you can go check. We keep a gratitude list. Check.
Check.
Prioritize self care.
Check.
Practice self love.
Check.
We know how to say no and
Check.
when to say no, but also, and I added this, sometimes we know when to say yes. How many times are we saying no when there could be something so great for us if we just embraced it and said yes? I'm a big yes person.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
We let go of grudges and we forgive not only others, but ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for our own misdeeds or misunderstandings that we created or things that we did that weren't truly in alignment with what is the greatest version of us. We smile and laugh.
For
We,
sure.
we spend time alone. We don't try to be perfect,
Thank God.
just our best. We exercise for our health and wellness, personal, that goes along with self love and self care. We follow our passions. Even if you're in a 9 to 5 that you hate, there's always something you can do to follow your passion. And we support other women. Boom.
Boom. That's what we do.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
girl, I support you. I'm
Oh, yeah.
so happy to have had you on today. Yeah, it's been such a pleasure and such an honor.
Thank you so good, Stephanie. I
You are
really appreciate it.
fabulous.
You're amazing. I'm so glad that I discovered you in this channel, and I look forward to inviting my tribe and friends and family to come check you out. I see great things for you. So,
Yes.
congratulations.
Ditto, girl, right back at ya.
Yeah.
Well, guys, with that said, thank you so much for enjoying Empowered Conversations, the first fall episode. And till next time, everybody have a wonderful week. Talk to you
Bye.
soon.
Thank
Just
you.
gonna, yeah.